Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Georgia and today I'm going to be testing out the Cosrx Snail Mucin line. I have the Advanced Snail 96 Mucin Power Essence and the Advanced Snail 92 All-in-One Cream, as well as the Advanced Snail Mucin Glass Glow Hydrogel Mask. I think this is one of the ones that goes clear as the active ingredients get absorbed into your skin, so that'd be quite cool to try. I've seen a few of these on Instagram and like TikTok and stuff, so it'd be interesting to try these. I am lucky enough to be a part of the Yesstyle Cosrx supporters campaign, so I did get these products sent to me for my review, and this is what it is today. But again, I have no obligations of anything to say anything or whatever I think of these products. This is just an unbiased review of these products. So to start off with the essence, I have used this before a few years back, I think. And it is meant to be hydrating and keeping your skin moist, smooth and healthy. So let's go with this. I think the best way to do this is actually go in when your skin is damp or after you put a toner on and your skin is damp. So I will just do that now. Next I'm going to take the essence, and this is quite a sort of thick jelly sort of texture to it. It is kind of sticky to look at, but I find once it's on your skin, it absorbs in, so it doesn't feel sticky and tacky, especially once you start rubbing onto your skin. It just feels like gel. Now I have been using this for the past few days because I did originally use the essence a few years back in my skincare routine, and I didn't really find it did anything too much for me then for my skin, but maybe my skin wasn't the type that needed a lot of hydration back then. I think it needs a bit more hydration now with the sort of like fine lines coming in, the hydration lines or dehydration lines. So yeah, I think this works a little bit better now, especially alongside the cream. I really like the cream. I think I prefer the cream to the essence, but it might just be because I've used the essence before. But still good texture once it's actually on your skin. It doesn't feel sticky or tacky, and it also didn't really feel that jelly or gummy when I was putting it on. Sometimes it's a bit like with textures and stuff, but it actually felt really smooth to go on. It became more just like a gel rather than it being sticky. So this is the Advanced Snail 92 All-in-One Cream, and I have just been taking the lid off and kind of whatever's on the lid I wipe onto the back of my hand, and I just use that. There you go. And I just use that for my skin. Again, that's sort of a stringy gummy sort of texture, and I did really think I wasn't going to like it because it just felt a bit, it felt like it was going to be weird. But I think once I actually rubbed it into my skin, and again it doesn't feel tacky, it almost just goes like a gel cream on your skin. And I tried to spread it down my neck as well because I have a few lines here, and it also kind of feels dry lots on my neck. So I'm going to try and target this area too. My skin does feel very hydrated without feeling greasy or too moisturized, to the point where it doesn't feel like my makeup's going to slip over the top of it at all, which I will have to give it a try, putting sunscreen and then makeup over the top. But otherwise it doesn't feel like it's going to slip and move around, but again I'll just have to test that at a later time. But otherwise it does feel really nice and smooth. There's been no sort of like pilling of the products on top of each other or anything, so they work really well with each other. Okay, so next I'm going to be testing the face mask. This is the sort of one where it's white when you first put it on, and as it absorbs into your skin it goes clear. So let's give this a go. Let's see what it's like on the inside. Has got some plastic sheets in between it there. I think it's just to help hold it in place it better, and it's probably because there's a few different pieces to it here, so it will help to keep them separate and be able to organise it a bit better. So let's see what we have. It does look like there are two separate parts of the face mask, top and bottom, with a separate hole to remove for the lips and then also for the eyes as well. So I'm just going to peel off this plastic sheet, and then apply. I have seen people use the eyes section of this to put underneath their eyes, so I might do the same. Again, just peel it off of there. It actually does feel like it fits pretty well. It's a little bit around here, but for it being like a hydrogel type one, I feel like it does fit my face very well. and it hasn't really started to slip too much off of the bottom here where I have been talking, but I might just adjust it slightly so a bit more coverage here, but maybe that's where I could put these instead. I did just put one of those little eye patches there, so I think I'll do the same on this side, just so it's a bit more covered. Okay, so it does then say to leave on for 2 to 3 hours, so I'm going to leave this on for as long as I can until I might need to take it off or finish working, I guess. It's meant to be good for glowy skin, hydration and soothing, and therming. So if it's anything like the other products, I can see how it's going to be hydrating, and I assume there's meant to be some sort of barrier repair to it as well. That's the finished look. Okay, so I've had the mask on for about 2 hours now, and it has gone quite see-through, and the places where it hasn't is probably where it's not really touching my skin, like around here, or where I've had the smaller pieces of the mask underneath and it's sort of like overlapped, and here maybe it's dried across a little bit, but otherwise it feels sort of like slightly harder plasticky now, more like a cling filmy sort of feel, but hard. So yeah, let's take this off. Like I said, it's been about 2 hours, and let's see what my skin looks like underneath. It comes off a lot easier than I thought it would. I think it's because you're kind of used to the liquid sort of ones that you put on. But otherwise, it feels really nice. It felt very refreshing having it on. And it feels moisturised, but in a way that it's sunk into my skin, rather than it being like on the top level of my skin. Because it doesn't necessarily look glossy or wet now, but it does feel like moisturised to the touch almost. So overall, I do like these products. My favourite is probably the all-in-one cream. I just find it to be really hydrating. It feels quite soft, and it's a nice gel cream texture when it goes on my skin. And I feel like that's what makes some difference the most out of all 3 products on my skin particularly. I do also really like the essence, but as I said, I did use it before and I didn't notice too much of a difference in my skin when using it. I do think though, combined with the moisturizer, it does really like take it up a level, and also using the trick of using it on damp skin, so putting a toner on first, and while your toner is still damp, and or any other essences or anything else you put on first, and then layering this on top while your skin is still damp, I think that really does help. And while I did like this, I do think that I will have to use it on a day when I'm relaxing a bit more. I was up running around after my nephew and everything today, so I didn't really get a chance to really fully enjoy the whole experience. It did make my skin feel nice afterwards, and like I said, it feels hydrated, but without it being overly glossy or slippy. So I could easily put makeup on top of this now and it not be an issue. But I think I'll just have to give this another go on a day when I'm relaxing a bit more, just so I can enjoy it more. Overall, I quite like these products. It'd be interesting to try some more products from Cosrx, just to see, because they do have sort of like different ranges for different skin problems and everything. Really good to see those, combining with these ones too, and see how they work with my skin type in particular. And again, remember to use my Yesstyle code, GREIGE123, to save yourself some money when shopping at Yesstyle. I find that really helpful, that code. And I've got many hauls by using people's codes before, so it's so exciting that I have one now. But anyway, yes, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye! So next I'm going to be testing